Cain and Abel were brothers, but their story ended in tragedy. It all began with an offering to God. When Abel's offering was accepted, but Cain's was not, Cain's heart began to fill with anger. God had already warned him, but Cain did not listen. And not long after that, Abel's blood was spilled upon the ground. What really happened? This is the story of Cain and Abel. After Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, they began to live their lives outside the garden. Then Eve gave birth to a son. His name was Cain. Not long after, another son was born. His name was Abel. When they grew up, the two brothers had different occupations. Cain became a farmer, working the land. Abel, on the other hand, became a shepherd, caring for the flocks. They were brothers, but one day, something happened that would change their relationship forever. At a certain time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to God. Abel also brought an offering. But Abel brought the firstborn of his flock, including the best portions. And the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering. But on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. Cain became very angry, and his face became downcast. Why was Cain's offering not accepted? The Bible does not say that God rejected all agricultural offerings. What is emphasized is Cain's attitude of heart. God sees the human heart, not merely what is brought before him. Then God said to Cain,
"Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast?"
God even gave Cain an opportunity to change his ways, but God also warned him. Sin was crouching at the door, and Cain had to master it. But Cain refused to listen. His anger and jealousy continued to grow in his heart. One day, Cain said to Abel,
"Let's go out to the field."
And when they were in the field, Cain attacked Abel. Cain killed Abel, his own brother. Abel's blood was spilled upon the ground. An evil act that had never happened before had now taken place. A man had killed his own brother. And even more terrifying, God saw everything. Then God asked Cain,
"Where is your brother Abel?"
Cain answered coldly,
"I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?"
But God knew what had happened. God said that Abel's blood was crying out to him from the ground. Because of what Cain had done, the ground that had previously produced crops for him would no longer yield its fruit as it had before. Cain would become a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain then said to God that his punishment was too great. He was afraid that whoever found him would kill him, but God did not allow Cain to be killed. God placed a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. This shows that although Cain had to bear the consequences of his sin, God still provided protection for his life. Then Cain went away from the presence of the Lord. He settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. The story of Cain and Abel is not only about murder. This story began long before Cain's hand struck Abel. It all began in the heart. Anger that was allowed to remain, jealousy that was allowed to grow, and sin that Cain refused to control. God had warned Cain before it was too late, but Cain chose to follow his anger, and that choice brought devastating consequences. This story reminds us, do not allow jealousy and anger to control your heart, because great evil often begins with something small inside the heart. And when God corrects us, do not ignore His voice, because God does not only see what we do, He also sees our hearts.